Listen up, folks. What you guys have been told has not been the truth. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter. They're all in the same boat. They're all in the same boat. Basically, what we're going to go over is basically the Democrats just voted against releasing all the files of the slush funds that the people on the House floor, the Senate, are using to cover crimes. Let's play this.
I'm absolutely disgusted that we couldn't even get to 50 members of Congress who want immediate transparency. Don't we all campaign on transparency? Don't we all go out and tell the American voters that we are leaders and that we are going to get justice for them, that we are going to do right by them? And then we hire their daughters to come work for us, and your tax dollars, millions and millions of dollars, has been used in this slush fund as hush money to silence victims who have been sexually harassed, sexually abused by members of Congress. And then Congress is going to do exactly what it does best, investigate itself. And we know that none of that ever goes anywhere. The American people demand transparency. And this doesn't just pertain to a ranch in Arizona or New Mexico or an island down in the Virgin Islands. This is happening right here in our nation's capital. And we should be held to the highest standards. And to every member who voted to send this to committee, where you know this was sent to die on the House floor just moments ago, I hope you have a darn good reason to tell your constituents why you are not going to stand up for the victims. And I'm glad that we are doing something about it here in the Oversight Committee. I'm glad that this motion was made here so we actually have another chance at transparency. But again, these are your tax dollars. These are your tax dollars that were used to silence victims. They have been settled with victims. And to the members who voted against this, go home and tell your daughters what you did today. Go home and tell your daughters what happens in the workplace, no matter where it is, in your hometown, in your nation's capital, and tell them what you did to help continue to cover up decades of corruption. I am absolutely in favor of this motion.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just Democrats, people. It's Democrats and Republicans. It was said a long time ago that 80% of the House Congressional Caucus and some of those other senators that are going to be going away from child pedophilia and all this crap. It's all linked together. All these files, I don't care if you tired of the Epstein files, I don't care about any of this stuff, because it all leads back to big fish, and it's coming out. I just want to know who's the first arrest. That's what we need to see, is we need arrests. I'm tired of that. The House voted 357 to 65 to block the release of the Congressional Sexual Misconduct Reports. Is actually insane. Right here. 357 people to 65. See what I mean by Democrats and Republicans? It's insane. And you wonder why they're attacking Donald Trump. He's trying to get it out there. Look at this. If you don't follow this guy here, go check him out on X. He's awesome. He brings out a lot of good points. Have you noticed like a lot of Republicans turned on Trump lately? It was said a long time ago that there was going to be people being traitors and turning on Trump. They're just Democrats. Anti-American. The hypocrisy, the audacity, the nerve, this gentleman says. What have we been hearing over the past few months? Pam Bondi is covering up the Epstein files. We've heard that. Donald Trump is protecting pedophiles. We've heard that. We've heard he's a pedophile. They're trying every name in the book, everything in the book. The DOJ is redacting names of powerful people in the Epstein files. We've heard that. Do you think Thomas Massey will call an investigation? No. Do you think this gentleman here, Nick, whatever his name is, will withdraw from his vote? Probably not. Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene will call this a betrayal to the American people? Absolutely not. Do you think the Epstein survivors will hold a press conference? Probably not. Why not? Do you think Ted Lieu will call a congressional hearing on this? Probably not. You got to ask yourself, why not? Why not? Don't you just love chess? It's just amazing, guys. Everything that's happening is not exactly what you think it is. There's another lady on X. President Trump sees traitors. Tucker, Fuentes, Megyn Kelly, Hodge twins, according to this lady, ex-MAGA influencers lose clout in election primaries, but Trump's still a difference maker. Absolutely. And look, Trump posted this. Ex-MAGA influencers lose clout in election primaries, but Trump's still difference maker. He sees everything. He sees everything. Whether you believe it or not, it just seems like he knows everything for some crazy reason. Burchett, Boebert, Mace wanted to release the names of those in Congress who used the sexual harassment slush fund. That's all they want to know. That's what they voted for. To see whose names, who used these slush funds. And they voted 365 to 65. It's getting blocked from release. We pay the bills. We served it. We know the names.
Cover up sexual harassment of employees by members, if you can believe that. I got the sponsor right here with me, got Boebert. Y'all tell them what happened.
It's shameful. They voted against my resolution that would reveal members of Congress who sexually harass employees on the Hill, women on the Hill, in the campaigns, lobbyists, etc. Shameful. So I don't want to hear.
They sent it to the ethics committee. So a bunch of congressmen are going to investigate
so
themselves.
Let it go get hidden, right?
Yeah, this is exactly where bills go to die. So her privileged resolution is being sent to the ethics committee for members of Congress to investigate themselves. And remember, this is your tax dollars that were used
They're
in
hiding
this hush
They're
money.
hiding it.
Yes,
How many millions? How many millions are in that thing? They said there's millions that have been paid out.
Some years there's like 4 or 5 million that went to a slush fund that paid for members of Congress with your tax dollars to allow them to go sexually harass people on the Hill. And then the second thing is I want to say is I don't want to hear another word about Epstein or Epstein victims by a single person, Republican or Democrat, that voted against revealing sexual harassment on the Hill.
Let's get that list. How many people? 49 of us voted to make it public, right?
To actually have transparency.
49 or 50,
and this is the crap that we see up here all the time.
10%.
We are actually standing for victims. And we just saw with Tony Gonzalez, his staffer, who killed herself, lit herself on fire. The worst way to die. And this was part of the same fund that is being covered up. Did he pay her? Maybe she never got a check, but she doesn't have a life anymore.
You'll never know. Anyway, we need transparency. Thank y'all for sending me here.
I love you.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? I just think it's crazy that all these people will stand up for the Epstein list, but they won't. They'll vote against the release of all the perverts up on the Hill. Go figure. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me how that works. I was trying to find the list of exactly, because there was a list that I seen. There was a list that I seen that it names everything, or names everybody. But anyway, all right, guys. I just wanted to throw a quick video on that together. I just think that's sick, the hypocrisy, and I just want you guys to know it's not just the left, it's the right too. We need to hold these people accountable. And when you see all these attacks on Donald Trump, it's because he has to work with these criminals. He has to work with criminals on both sides, even in his own party. So you have to understand, he's siding with criminals because he has to get through the whole web, and they're all freaking diming each other out. And eventually the people that he's siding with will see bars in the future. And I hope it's sooner than later. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode, and see you next time.